What if I told you that the blank wall in your kitchen, the tiny corner of your balcony, or even a single sunny windowsill could be generating an extra $500, $1,000, or even $2,000 a month? Most people think you need acres of rural farmland, heavy industrial machinery, and a commercial greenhouse to make a legitimate income growing plants. That is an absolute myth that keeps so many aspiring entrepreneurs trapped. If you are a woman looking for a flexible side hustle, a way to monetize your natural green thumb, or a creative outlet that actually pays the bills on your own schedule, you do not need a massive backyard. You just need a few square feet of space, a strategic botanical blueprint, and a little bit of horticultural know-how. Today, we are breaking down 10 high-value, money-making plants that thrive in incredibly small spaces, alongside the exact blueprint to turn them into consistent profit. Stick around until the very end, because plant number 10 is an absolute game changer that can sell for up to $100 per square foot and requires almost zero daily maintenance once established. Before we dive into our specific plant list, we need to master the underlying science of small space, high-yield urban horticulture. In a traditional outdoor garden, plants spread their roots deep and wide into the earth to search for nutrients and water. In a small space, whether you are using vertical hydroponic towers, fabric grow pots, or indoor shelving units, we do not have the luxury of expansive soil. We have to optimize what botanists call the micro-environment to stimulate faster, denser, and healthier growth than these crops would ever achieve in nature. To get maximum financial yield per square inch, we must focus intensely on three core physiological pillars: root zone aeration, tailored nutrient density, and photoperiod manipulation. When you confine a plant's root system to a small container or tray, oxygen immediately becomes your ultimate limiting factor. In regular, heavy garden soil, compaction suffocates the delicate root hairs, leading to stagnant, anaerobic conditions and devastating root rot. For high-profit small-space crops, we completely abandon standard dirt and use premium, highly aerated mediums, infused with coarse perlite, sustainable coco coir, and vermiculite. This unique structure ensures that every time you water, old carbon dioxide is actively pushed out of the container, and fresh oxygen is drawn directly into the root zone. This process massively accelerates plant metabolism. When you pair this high-oxygen environment with precise, water-soluble organic nutrients and high-intensity LED grow lights, you effectively compress the plant's natural growth cycle. You are providing an absolute paradise, 24 hours a day, allowing you to harvest, propagate, and sell your inventory at triple the speed of outdoor commercial farming. Let's dive straight into our 10 highly profitable plants, starting with our exceptionally compact culinary and medicinal champions. Crop number 1 on our list is microgreens. These are not full-grown vegetables. Rather, they are the young, vibrant seedlings of herbs and greens, harvested just 10 to 14 days after initial germination. Because they are packed with up to 40 times more concentrated nutrients than their mature leaf counterparts, high-end restaurants, local private chefs, and health-conscious consumers buy them up at premium prices. You can stack standard 10 by 20 inch growing flats on a simple 4-tier wire utility rack in a spare bedroom or a walk-in closet. This means you can easily grow dozens of pounds of premium food in a footprint no larger than a coat closet. Focus on growing spicy radish, earthy broccoli, and colorful amaranth to command top dollar at your local weekend farmer's market. Crop number 2 is gourmet oyster mushrooms. While technically a fungus rather than a plant, these are an absolute goldmine for small-space indoor growers because they completely flip the rules of gardening. You do not need any soil, and you don't need a single ray of natural sunlight. Oyster mushrooms grow beautifully indoors, on vertical hanging bags filled with pasteurized straw or recycled sawdust blocks. From a single 5-pound fruiting block, you can easily harvest multiple flushes of beautiful, velvety pink, deep blue, or bright golden oyster mushrooms. Local chefs pay top dollar for fresh, locally grown mushrooms, because the common grocery store varieties quickly lose their delicate flavor, moisture, and firm texture during long-distance shipping and warehousing. Moving on to crop number 3, saffron crocus. Saffron is globally recognized as the most expensive spice by weight, frequently retailing for thousands of dollars per pound. What most amateur gardeners don't realize is that the crocus bulbs that produce this luxury spice are incredibly compact and hardy. You can easily grow hundreds of them in shallow window boxes, on a sunny apartment balcony, or a small concrete patio. Every autumn, these beautiful purple flowers bloom, and you simply harvest the 3 vibrant, crimson-red stigmas from the center of each flower using a pair of precise tweezers. Once carefully dried, you can package and sell your hyper-local, artisan saffron to specialty food boutiques, high-end bakeries, or curated online marketplaces. Crop number 4 takes us directly into the highly lucrative world of luxury houseplant collection, the variegated Monstera albo. Rare houseplant collecting has absolutely exploded worldwide, and unique tropical plants have become massive status symbols for interior design enthusiasts. A single, well-rooted cutting of a Monstera albo, featuring beautiful white and green marbled leaves, can easily sell online for $50 to well over $100. You only need one healthy, mature mother plant sitting in a bright corner of your living room. As she grows, you carefully cut the vine just below the active aerial nodes, dip the fresh cuttings in organic rooting hormone, and propagate them in high-quality sphagnum moss. Within just a few weeks, you have a highly sought-after, premium commodity ready to sell on local marketplace apps or specialized plant collector forums. Crop number 5 is culinary rosemary. Rosemary is an incredibly hardy, drought-tolerant perennial that is exceptionally easy to propagate from simple stem cuttings. Instead of just selling the fresh herb by the bunch for cooking, the real money lies in selling established, beautifully pruned rosemary topiaries during the spring and holiday seasons. By training a fast-growing rosemary plant around a sturdy wire frame into a perfect sphere or a miniature Christmas tree shape, you instantly transform a $2 starter plant into a $35 decorative porch accent that buyers absolutely adore for its rich fragrance and formal aesthetic. Crop number 6 is French lavender. Lavender is a multi-purpose botanical powerhouse that thrives in tight containers on sunny balconies, provided the soil drains rapidly. The secret to maximizing your profit margins with lavender is value adding. Instead of just selling the live plant, you harvest the intensely fragrant flower spikes to create dried lavender bouquets, handmade linen sachets, or infused essential oil rollers. Women across the globe have built highly profitable, home-based businesses selling homegrown lavender wellness products directly from their urban apartments without ever needing an outdoor plot. Crop number 7 brings us to specialty mint varieties. Regular spearmint is common and cheap, but bakers, mixologists, and tea enthusiasts are constantly hunting for exotic varieties like chocolate mint, pineapple mint, mojito mint, and ginger mint. Mint grows with astonishing speed and spreads rapidly via underground runners called stolons. And by confining it to small, stylish decorative pots, you completely control its naturally invasive nature while producing a continuous, abundant supply of highly aromatic leaves. Sell these unique potted herbs to local boutique cocktail bars, or package the dried leaves as premium, hand-blended loose-leaf wellness teas. Crop number 8 is the African violet. This vintage household favorite is making a massive comeback among younger apartment renters who want bright, year-round indoor color without a lot of maintenance space. African violets are incredibly compact and thrive under simple, low-cost artificial desk lights. They propagate effortlessly from a single healthy leaf plugged into moist, warm soil. Once you build a diverse collection of rare, ruffled, or bicolored varieties, you can propagate hundreds of baby plants on a single tabletop and sell them directly to local boutique plant shops or at weekend craft fairs. Crop number 9 is organic wheatgrass. Much like microgreens, wheatgrass has a lightning-fast turnaround time of just 7 to 10 days from seed to market-ready harvest. Local juice bars, healthy cafes, and fitness studios buy fresh, living trays of wheatgrass daily to fuel their high-profit wellness shots. You can easily set up a continuous weekly rotation of trays on a small balcony rack or a utility shelf system, providing your business with a highly predictable, recurring monthly income from just a handful of local commercial clients. Finally, crop number 10, our ultimate heavy hitter for small space profit: rare succulents, specifically imported Korean Echeveria hybrids. These miniature desert gems look exactly like living, sculpted jewelry, with their intense pastel pinks, deep purples, and chalky blues. Because they store water in their thick, fleshy leaves, they require almost no watering and take up minimal physical space. You can easily fit 50 to 100 rare succulents on a single, sunny window ledge. They propagate effortlessly, from individual leaves dropped onto dry soil, allowing you to multiply your inventory completely for free, while collectors willingly pay astronomical prices for pristine specimens. Now that you know which crops offer the highest return on investment, let's walk through the step-by-step, chronological process of setting up your small space nursery, handling propagation, and ensuring your crops are healthy enough to command top-tier prices. This is where we separate the amateur hobbyists from the professional growers. Your first step is mastering the physical sensation of the growing medium. For container and tray crops, you want to avoid dense garden soil completely. When you mix your substrate, ideally a ratio of 50% coco coir, 30% perlite, and 20% vermiculite, it should feel incredibly light, fluffy, and springy in your hands. If you squeeze a handful of moist medium, it should hold its shape for a split second and then crumble easily when you release your fingers. If it forms a hard, muddy ball, it is too dense and will suffocate your roots. Step 2 is establishing a foolproof watering schedule based on tactile feedback rather than a calendar. Overwatering is the #1 killer of profit margins. For crops like succulents, monsteras, and herbs, you must learn to check the root zone. Push your index finger 2 inches deep into the medium. It should feel completely dry before you add more water. When you do water, do it thoroughly until you see moisture draining freely from the bottom holes of the pot. This ensures that salts from nutrients do not build up in the container, which can burn delicate roots and turn leaves a unmarketable yellow color. Step 3 is checking the health of your root systems regularly, which is your early warning network. A healthy, high-yielding plant will have roots that are bright white or light cream in color, crisp to the touch, and completely odorless. If you slide a plant out of its pot and notice roots that look brown, slimy, or emit a sour, swampy odor, you are dealing with stagnant water and root rot. To fix this instantly, trim away the damaged, discolored roots with sanitized shears, mix fresh perlite into your medium to increase aeration, and reduce your watering frequency immediately. Step 4 is the art of clean propagation. When taking cuttings from high-value plants like the variegated monstera or exotic mints, always sanitize your cutting tools with rubbing alcohol between every single snip to prevent the spread of latent plant viruses. Make your cuts at a clean 45-degree angle, directly beneath a node, the small bump on the stem, where leaves and roots emerge. This angled cut maximizes the surface area available for taking up moisture and rooting hormone, leading to faster root development and a much lower failure rate in your propagation trays. Step 5 is climate and air circulation management. In enclosed spaces like spare rooms or balconies, stagnant air creates a breeding ground for pests like spider mites and fungus gnats, which can destroy an entire crop in days. You must install a small, oscillating fan to keep a gentle, continuous breeze moving across your plants. This constant air movement does 2 things. It prevents fungal spores from settling on the damp leaves, and it strengthens the plant stems by simulating natural wind, creating sturdier, more resilient inventory that looks beautiful to your customers. To truly scale this micro-farming venture into a sustainable, long-term business, you need to transition from thinking like a gardener to thinking like an elite boutique entrepreneur. My first major insider secret is to always prioritize value-added packaging. If you bring microgreens to a local chef or a farmer's market in a cheap, flimsy plastic bag, it looks like a low-value commodity. However, if you package those exact same greens in a clean, eco-friendly craft paper box with a clear window and a minimalist, elegant label detailing your farm's name and the specific nutritional profile, you can instantly double your retail price point. Consumers and chefs are highly visual. They want to buy into an aesthetic of clean, premium, artisanal quality. My second pro tip is to utilize your vertical space with absolute ruthlessness. If you only have a 5-foot by 2-foot footprint available on an apartment balcony or in a small spare room, you cannot afford to just place pots flat on the floor. You must build upward. Invest in modular wire shelving units, vertical hydroponic towers, hanging macrame planters, or wall-mounted felt pocket systems. By maximizing the vertical plane of your space, you can easily quadruple your total growing capacity and your monthly income potential without increasing your rent or your physical footprint by a single square inch. Third, embrace the power of local commercial relationships over random retail sales. Take a morning to visit your neighborhood independent coffee shops, high-end boutique restaurants, artisan bakeries, and local florists. Bring them beautiful, free samples of your highest quality microgreens, rare specialty herbs, or perfectly propagated succulents. Show them the pristine quality of hyper-locally grown plants compared to the wilted, mass-produced stock that spent days sitting in the back of a hot wholesale delivery truck. Once these local business owners taste the difference and realize you can deliver fresh stock to their door weekly, they will gladly sign up for consistent, recurring standing orders, giving your business a reliable, highly predictable baseline income. Finally, keep a meticulous log of your propagation timelines and environmental metrics. Write down the exact day you took a cutting, how long it took to develop healthy roots, and what temperature and humidity levels were present in the room. Over time, this data allows you to optimize your production schedule perfectly. You will know exactly how many weeks in advance you need to start your seeds or cuttings to hit peak demand during major holiday seasons, like Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, or the bustling spring market rush, ensuring you never miss out on peak seasonal profits. At the very end of the day, it is vital to remember that every single master horticulturist and successful urban agriculturalist started exactly where you are right now, with just a single seed, a little bit of soil, a tiny corner of space, and a willingness to learn through trial and error. Gardening is a beautiful, evolving journey of observation, patience, and resilience. You do not need a multi-acre farm to be a successful farmer, and you certainly do not need a massive corporate budget to start a highly lucrative agricultural side hustle from the comfort of your own home. Your small space is not a structural limitation. It is actually your greatest competitive asset because it forces you to be hyper-efficient, incredibly creative, and completely focused on high-margin, premium specialty crops that big agricultural corporations completely overlook. I want to hear directly from you now. Which of these 10 money-making plants caught your attention today, and what specific small space in your home are you planning to transform into your new profitable microfarm? Drop your thoughts, questions, or your current indoor setup details in the comments section below. I personally read and reply to as many of your comments as I possibly can, because I want to see this community thrive. If you found this comprehensive guide valuable and want more practical, high-yield urban gardening strategies designed for real life, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and turn on all notifications so you never miss an episode. Thank you so much for watching. Keep nurturing your passion. Let's turn those green thumbs into green cash, and I will see you all in the very next video.